but I take one every year. But
Let's go for top dollar on you.
they are.
I
So
have more in my office. I did have some out there, but there's more in my office.
yeah, she put a few out there. So grab one if you need another one. She has a bunch. Okay. What do we got to talk about here today? In case you've been in a coma, tonight is the Christmas party. Okay. Where's Steph? Steph, look at Steph. She thought the party was here at 9 o'clock, but it's tonight at 6. So. That a girl. If you guys paid, please show up. I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes agents pay and, shit, I don't want to go. It's whatever, Come, it'll be fun. At least we're going to try to make it fun. I mean, Suzanne's not here. She's out there blowing up balloons. Let's be, come on here, So the effort that she puts in, Vianney, Wendy, I put in a little bit, is amazing. So please, come have fun. We'll have a dozen or so gift basket, gift card, booze giveaways like we have every year, okay? I think one of the giveaways is a really expensive women's handbag, like worth $400 or $500, okay? But you might have to pony up some money to get into that raffle. Who was at the party last year? Right, remember we gave away that big grill? It was like the $400 grill, okay? I think Fred won it. And I think we had everyone buy a ticket, or it was $3 a ticket, $5 a ticket, I forgot. Or 3 tickets for $10. It's gonna be that kind of raffle for the handbag, where all the other freebies, you'll get a ticket when you walk in, and you got a wristband, and just hold on to that ticket. So sometime between 6 and 9, we'll do a little raffle.
Names are going on the tickets. We're not calling out numbers.
A combination of the two things, okay? But anyway, you'll have a ticket. Okay? Yeah, just be there, when we do it, okay? And, we got cowboy hats going, we got boots going. We're going to be looking so un-New Jersey-like. It's going to be amazing. So, but hopefully everyone can come. So that's tonight, as everyone knows. The staff is leaving at 2. So the office is open, but the door is going to be locked. So if you have a client coming at 2:30, 3 o'clock, or later, the front door is going to be locked. So you're going to have to let them in, okay? Or if you leave, use your key fob to get back, okay? So we got to leave a couple hours early, get down there, kind of set things up, okay? So that's for today at 2. I just wanted to thank all these folks. We can never do half of what we do without everybody on this that's on here. I think they're all coming to the party. Maybe not Phil. I think Phil is out of town. But I think everyone else is showing up. And then they're going to Northwest tomorrow and Southwest next week and Green Valley next week. So you can go to the other parties too if you want. Just saying, not that you, but some of you might want to go to Mark's party next Friday at Serendipity or whatever it's called. Really beautiful place. Beautiful. Oh man. We were going to have it there.
Date on that one?
Not sure.
Oh, that's the 13th.
13th, yeah. We were going to have it there, but we couldn't get the date. Beautiful. I mean, this place is,
It's right on the lake.
it's called Serendipity. It's in the lakes, and it's just like, and I can only imagine what
Banquet hall.
the banquet hall will do to decorate it for Christmas. They talked about Christmas trees, 20 feet tall, fake snow, really, really nice. And for $11, what the hell? You might want to get out of the house next Friday.
So it's not too late.
Nah, no. I mean,
This is for what office?
Mark's, Southwest.
Southwest.
Yes, Mark's, okay. Jeff's is tomorrow, same place as ours, Northwest. And Green Valley, I think, is the 13th, somewhere in Henderson. So, I don't know.
So
Who?
the Serendipity is on Friday,
Correct.
but the GLBR is on Friday too, right?
Yeah, just saying.
Well, that's
Yeah, that's why we switched hours. I think Mark, had to make a decision. Serendipity or LVR. And I know a lot of you are going to LVR next Friday, right? That'll be fun too. Okay, I'll be there. Wendy will be there. Mary, of course, will be there. Jody will be there, and I think probably 30, 40 Realty One agents from all 4 offices are going to be there. And it's usually a fun night. It's not serious. It's appreciation for all of the agents that were on committees. Okay, Wendy's getting an award, believe it or not. So look at that, baby. There you go. A little hot diggity. You too?
Question.
Oh, okay. Well, Maria might get an award too. Not really sure.
You put it's a formal clause. Mary told, no, you told it's business, and she told formal.
I don't think so.
He's doing.
I'm going like this, something like this.
A lot of us are doing formal.
Knock yourself out.
I have a question. What is next Friday, the LDR?
It's the LVR President's Appreciation Event at the Durango Station. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Another party, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of parties here. But it's not like the installation where, you know, we whipped out the tuxedo. And all, no, this is, at least from my point of view, this is fine. Something like this. So, but if you want to look like you go into the Oscars, that's okay too. We're okay with that, you know. But we really appreciate all of you. So I can actually appreciate you two guys. Thank you. Is Nora? Say hello to Nora, everybody. Thank you. Yeah, you know, we can't do half of this stuff without you guys. Also, some charitable things this year. We're going to do a toy drive for the Summerlin Hospital and the water for hydrating the homeless. So we're doing it with Southwest, Suze. All right, Suze left me. I think the Southwest is involved in this with us. So we're going to have a big box out there, sort of like a Toys for Tots, but we'll put wrapping paper around it, throw all your stuff in there. And it's going to go to Summerlin Hospital, which is kind of cool, in the pediatric unit for the kids that are sick, that are not going to spend Christmas at home. They'll be in the hospital on Christmas. So this will be a nice thing for them, I think. A little heartwarming stuff, right? Right, Suze, Summerlin Hospital, correct, Suzanne? Summerlin Hospital, pediatrics? Got it, okay. What else? So no more meetings this year. I know you're upset. I can tell, you're very upset. But next Thursday at the same time, Suze, or what time are we doing it? 10 a.m., it's right in front of me. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Who doesn't know what a white elephant gift exchange is? Does anyone not know it? Oh, wow, okay. Buy a gift, spend $25, wrap it, don't put anything on it, and usually we have 40, 50 of you show up. It's a little bit of a unorganized chaos, but it's a lot of fun. And we take turns. You pick a number and you go up and pick a gift. If you like it, you keep it. If you don't like it, someone could take it from you, literally take it from you, steal it from you. So it's a lot of fun. If you haven't done it in a while, we'll explain it on Thursday. We'll have food. We'll have mimosas. We'll have dancing girls from the Rio, whatever. We'll have a whole bunch of stuff here. So it'll be a lot of fun here, you know. Did you know that Janet Spellman used to be, was she Rio Rita at one time, or was she just a showgirl?
In Jubilee.
She was in Jubilee at Bally's back in the day. Janet Spellman, the beautiful blonde woman down the hall. Unbelievable, right?
I can see that.
She has pictures with the whole, she has a picture with the 50-pound thing on her head, you know, walking around. Yeah, really cool. Unbelievable. All right, here's some numbers. I'm not going to beat you over the head with the numbers. You guys kind of follow the numbers well, I think. A lot of inventory. The prices are still good, but the sales are in the toilet. We can't make this any better. You know, if John Morgan could fix the rates, we'd be fine. But he can't do that. He's trying, but there's nothing he can do about it here, you know. The new home builders are doing great. So if I was you and I had a buyer, I would somehow, you know, give them the impression that a new home might be in their future.
Yeah, but Lennar stopped paying commission. Lennar stopped paying commission.
Lennar is or isn't?
That's been.
They pulled the plug.
Zero.
Yeah, zero. Yeah, it's not even a little bit. It's zip, you know. And I think, I forgot who the builder was. My apologies. Rancho and whatever, they're still in the 400,000s for a new home. Where's Jason? Jason here?
I'm Jason.
Oh, you're the wrong Jason. Jason, are you Jason Wu? Are you Jason Wu from Thailand? No. Jason Wu, I think, has had this year 6 or 7 buyers in this D.R. Horton or Beazer,
right.
or I get them all confused.
Still under 400.
Yeah.
And they are selling now like crazy.
Yes, over by the old Texas Station Fiesta. So it's not, you know, the Willows. It's not, you know, Lake Las Vegas, but for $380, $410, you get a brand new home, like 2,000 square feet. I think it's under $200 a foot. As I'm saying, it's under 200,000 square foot. Yes.
Already closed.
Yeah, and they have this crazy. I think one girl got 4.99, 30-year fixed. Yeah. So if you don't know that, see Jason. He'll give you the gal's contact. Okay.
They are Horton, but they are paying 3%.
Yeah. What do you speaking of that? What do you guys think about when we bring builders in? Do we enjoy that? Is it a waste of time? Yeah.
Just don't bring Lennar.
Should it be once a month? Once every other month?
Why don't we do a tour?
Really? Once a month? No shit.
The tour. Do
Okay.
a tour.
All right, okay. And then we haven't done it in a while. Judy just reminded me, usually Beezer will come in, and then the following week we go out and see where that rep was. We're into that?
Yes.
Okay, all right. All right, Sue, that makes it a little bit easier. Shit, we can book new home builders all day long here, okay. And sometimes we might have the same builder in, but a different rep. One rep could be in Sky Canyon, one rep is in Mountain's Edge, so it could be, D.R. Horton back to back, but different subdivisions, which kind of makes it nice, okay? What else we got here, gang? That's the numbers from last year to give you an idea, so something to look forward to. Last year, we had, 37 and 11, 4,900 homes for sale.
Is that like month to date or year to date?
That's last year, December 23, just to give you an idea. We had 37 and 11, that's 48, 4,900 homes total on the market. 4,900 homes ER status. Today we have 8,053. So that's a good thing, right? We need more homes, but we got to get people to buy them. So if anyone has an idea how to do that on a regular basis, please share your secret, okay? But like I said, the numbers of the value of the homes are not falling. Also, keep in mind, a couple of you called me this week. Has anyone gotten a call from an appraiser regarding a listing of yours that closed 3 months ago?
Yes.
6 months ago? They're going to call you. And don't blow them off. Be nice and call them back. They're just going to want to know if you gave any concessions. Did you? And they need that, guys. They need that information because it's not in MLS anymore. Okay, so if Brent Jones calls you, our favorite appraiser, call him back or text him back because they need that data to do a really correct appraisal for us because it's getting tricky for them. It really is. Okay, they're all nervous that one day everything will be automated. There'll be no need for a physical appraiser. And I think there might be a push for that happening. Not tomorrow, maybe in 5 or 10 years, but I think we all could probably see that happening, right? With all these algorithms, they can figure everything else out. So just why have Brent Jones go out there and pay him $600 when the computer could kind of do something pretty close? So, but for now, we like them, we need them. So call the appraisers back if they do call you. This is kind of cool. We've seen this every month, every week for the whole year. This is 2023. I'll get a new one in February or March. And I got a feeling we'll be the only company that did $2 billion again. I'm pretty sure here in town. So for what it's worth, I think we're ahead of last year's volume. I think we're ahead of last year's transactions. Go figure. But the company has made less money. Now, I don't have all the details. They don't let me and Wendy and Jeff sit in on the CFO meetings. But why would you think if we had more deals and more transactions, why are we making less money? Yes, that a girl. Look at you. Jump right on that baby. Yes, we have less agents. That $50 or $100 a month adds up. Okay? So that's why we push. If you did a deal with someone and the deal was relatively nice with Ricky at RE/MAX, let me and Wendy know. We'd love to talk to that other agent, okay? Because this is the time of year a lot of agents consider making a move. Doug's got a guy, Pete, we're trying to, armbar out of Century 21, and Haya's got some people I've been trying to get over for a while. So, but we'll get a new one of these pretty soon, or not, or maybe. Bada bing. Okay, I think we've beaten this to death. I don't think we're gonna have this anymore. Facts Not Realtor, right? So just know that website. If anything else happens with the lawsuit, I think the lawsuit is over. They've settled it, they signed off on it. Bada bing, bada boom, put it behind us. Don't talk about it anymore. It is what it is. Will there be more lawsuits? Probably. What do you think? Yes. Oh yeah, it'll be more. It'll be some more. Okay, but not as big as this one though. But these websites are still good. Though these two, all three of those websites, you can give to a client if you want, and I think you should. It can't hurt. Let them go on there and see what you've been telling them from NAR directly. YouTube channel's doing great. We appreciate all you guys subscribing, jumping on there. Really good stuff. All right, what do we have coming up here? All right, look at these two calendars, gang. Look at these two calendars. Between Tim and Heather and Mackenzie and Wendy, boy, oh boy, these calendars, they look fantastic. I love these calendars, okay? That's one side, that's the other. So we're gonna kind of double-side it. One is on one side, one is on the other. I think this month is kind of quiet. Wendy will talk more about the calendars when she comes up. But these are, you may have seen something different a couple days ago or last week. Hang on to those. They're still fine, same information, but I think the consensus is this format from what you guys have told us, instead of us kind of switching it up sometimes, okay? But if you ever get stuck, call Wendy, call Mackenzie, call Heather. They'll tell you what's going on with the classes and where they are, okay? No Rev Up this month. Any new people in here? When? Who's in here that's new? I can't see. Oh, there's Jay, okay. So Rev Up picks up in January, okay? January 8th, I think. Yep, there is January 8th. So every Wednesday and Friday, if you're new, you'll hop on the Rev Up call on Zoom. I think we're going to keep them on Zoom for a while. That seems to be the consensus, okay? So what else we got here? You need a photo? Who doesn't have, who needs a headshot? Come on, how old's your headshot, Judy? 2007, 8, 9, like mine? Come on. What, how, okay. But if you need a new headshot, you can go see Sean Kenny, or we'll go to any photographer, but he's pretty cheap, okay? And he's a nice enough guy, okay? He'll come right in here, too. He sets up in the conference room and take a bunch of photos. All right, gang, we have the dynamic duo here today. I don't know who's going to chat with us, probably both of them or one of them, but Heather Mirich, come on up and say hello, and what do we got here? Heather.
Tim, can you go to the next?
I can.
Screen.
This one, the wire fraud?
Yes.
Or, yeah,
No,
okay.
that one.
Okay.
Okay. So, I come up here every week and talk for a few minutes, what I feel like generally the same topic, so I'm trying to change it up a little bit. I'm gonna have a sign-up sheet or a sheet on my door on the outside. If you guys are looking for topics, maybe title related, escrow related, give me some ideas to talk about, so I don't bore you guys every week, okay? Most of you guys know a lot about what Rock Title does. We give discounts if you guys can put, when you have a listing on MLS, there's certain verbiage that's on there, but if you put that on there and we start a prelim, which also expedites the process, when you do open title, we'll give 30% off the escrow fee to both sides. If you're on the buyer side and they are a veteran, teacher, senior citizen, first-time home buyer, we also give discounts to the buyer side on escrow. So reach out to me if you're not familiar with that. December, I'm sure you guys are like me and get a lot of emails in your UPS, right? We all get these phishing emails or text messages about wire fraud. The worst thing you can do, I'm sure you guys have all heard horror stories about people wiring money to the wrong title company. So make sure you guys don't do that. Have this conversation with your clients up front. There are things you guys can do. Most of you guys know that my prior life, I was a lender for 20-some years. I would always, almost daily, I'd get an email from a random title company that looked real. Even now at Rock Title, I get this. Even my personal email, I get these emails. I'm trained to not click, but a lot of people, you guys may or may not be, but your clients probably are not. So if you get, if you know their title company is Rock Title and they get something from First American, it looks like First American, and vice versa, make sure they know, especially if something is urgent, like if you guys don't send us this wire by the end of the day, we're gonna cancel your escrow. So like there could be things like that, and some people don't know better, so they rush and maybe do wire it to the wrong person. Another thing to look out for, anytime you get wire instructions from the title company, they will be sent securely. Long time ago, I had a title company that did not send it securely, but either way, if it's securely or not, they're gonna get a copy of the wire instructions, which is great, but you always advise them to pick up the phone and still call the title company and verify that information. Because I can't tell you how common it is, and I would imagine over the holidays that's even worse. And no one wants to be part of your clients wiring money to, and that does happen, and I've heard stories of that happening, so it's a real thing. Have you guys, anyone experienced that yourself? I think Wendy has, yes, and I'll ask you about that in a second. I had this client that I did a refinance 4 years ago, and he's an insurance agent, and it was a refinance, so there wasn't like a purchase contract or anything like that. But I personally was so numb to it because I get these emails all the time. So to me, I probably didn't react the way I should have, because to him it was a bigger deal than it was to me. All he did was get an email from a different title company saying wire funds here, and I already tell him about these things, but that doesn't happen as often on refinances, but it still can happen. And he was so panicked that he had somebody come in and he didn't click on anything. It was just, he received the email and that set him off enough to panic him. In my eyes, I'm like, oh, that's not a big deal, because it's really not a big deal just to receive an email. It's a big deal when you click on it and actually wire the money. But you need to just be apologetic and understanding, because everyone reacts to these emails differently. I know Wendy had a client, she can talk about that a little bit, but just make sure you guys tell your clients about the wire fraud that does go on. How many of you guys get, I bank at Chase, I get Bank of America alerts all the time, or Wells Fargo. I'm like, I don't bank there, so I'm gonna ignore that. I know that that's not where I bank, so I don't really have to worry about that, but a lot of people fall for it. But anytime it's an urgent thing, that's when generally that's a scam. If you reply to the email, it'll look like it might say Rock Title or First American Title, but if you look closely, you'll usually see that it's a different email address. So instead of replying, you forward, and we can always send you guys a copy of all of our escrow officers and their contact information, that you can take that and email that to your client, because they should call, or you text them the escrow officer, Rock Title's information, so they can call them directly. And it's just those extra little steps also makes you look like you're caring too. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Tim is going to talk for a little bit. Wendy might have something to add. So thank you guys.
Have something to add on this topic?
Are you talking about wire fraud and all
No,
that?
I'm not.
Okay. So let me go up there real quick. When I was practicing real estate, what I would do is, as soon as we'd open escrow, I would let my clients know the title company's going to contact you and they're going to send you wiring instructions. Do not do anything with those instructions until you call them. And do not call the person that sent it to you. You're going to go back to the original email or get the contact information from me. I'll give you the name and the phone number of the person that you're going to contact, and you're going to call them and say, this is so-and-so, I'm purchasing the house at 123 Main Street. I just received wiring instructions from you. Can I please confirm that these are correct? And then title will say, okay, please read me what you have, and they read it and they say yes. Because what happens, and I don't think everybody understands, is your clients will get this email. Well, the title will send your clients wire instructions, and what happens is somebody intercepts them in the meantime, changes the bank account, and then continues on to your client. So if your client just picks it up and wires it, it went to this person, it didn't go to title. So whose fault is it? Like, it could be a $150,000 deposit, we don't know. The buyers just lost some money. I, as a realtor, am not refunding them the money. I had nothing to do with it. Title never received it, so they're not doing it. They're out that money, and that can make or break them for their transaction. They're never getting that money back. So I always say, the first thing I say, okay, we're opening escrow, you're gonna receive a lot of emails. You're going to receive something from title saying that you're, to wire earnest money, and they're gonna give you wiring instructions. Do not do anything until you verify those, and you will physically call the title company and verify them. Are you okay with that? Great, I will give you their contact information. That is how I do it every single time, because you do not want them wiring, whatever. Now, I had a client about 2 years ago. It was a lady, she was selling her house and buying a house with her son and his wife. And she was in her late 60s. And the transaction was great. We were like a week before closing. We'd already done the first wire transfer at the very beginning for the earnest money, and then it was the rest of her deposit. She got an email. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning. She did not call me. So I'm sorry. I'm Italian, so I just
I love it. I'm sorry.
but so she, what?
I'm sorry.
Wendy, try this.
I
Hands
can't.
down. See if you can talk.
I can't.
She can't. No.
I can't.
It ain't gonna work.
My hands are always, I'm always.
You got a zip tie? We a little zip tie on her. A little zip tie her.
Anyway, so she,
Oh, I'm
7 in
sorry.
the morning, she got an
yeah,
email.
yeah, so she got this email, and then instead of calling me, because she thought it was too early, she just went down to the bank. And then, but luckily the bank teller told her, this is wrong. She instead of calls me, she calls her son, crying hysterical. The son calls me frantic. What did you just send my mom? I wasn't even on the emails, but they immediately blame you as if you didn't protect them. So really, and it's like, I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't receive the same email, but the bank teller was aware of it. They stopped it. And it was with Rock Title, but it had nothing to do with Rock Title. It happens at every title company. So being that it was Rock Title, I was able to contact them. They clarified everything, cleared it all up, and I don't know how the other title companies do it, because I've never been hit with it at another title company that I did it. But it happens at every single one.
So when Raw Title was there, I called them, they called me, they called her, they straightened everything out, guys. So, but you have to be on top of it, your title rep has to be on top of it, the bank has to be on top of it. We all have to be aware of it, so it can happen that fast. And so, I don't know, I'm sure there's a lot of people, I know Janet got hit with it as well. I mean, there's a lot of it going around. And if you can protect or put at least one barrier for your clients, that's the way to do it, so.
And keep in mind, especially if you represent the buyer, you have the RPA, the BBRA, the duties owed, you got all that signed. Get the cyber wire fraud done too, right up front. It's sort of like Heather said, it'll show that you care about your client, that you're making them aware that their money doesn't go to Europe or something, So that wire fraud disclosure is really important.
Because it will need it for buyer and seller side too, but same topic, but before we go on to Tim Sam's things, there's a lot of scams that come about. Actually, Philip, I think you got one this weekend. You called me on, and it's like, oh hey, I'm buying a $1.7 million home, but I only want to deal with WhatsApp. Okay, if they don't want to contact you directly, guys, I mean, it happens all the time. I get probably 3 a day, and then you'll get the, hey, I'm an investor and I want you to do that. You get those, you get the healthcare ones, you get there's so many of them that. As realtors, they just flood to us because they know if you're busy, there's so many transactions coming in and out, and they can confuse us. So you have to be on top of your contacts. Like right as soon as you get a buyer, on the envelope or the folder that you have, you're going to put the name of your buyers, the title company, the other side. You're going to list everybody because all they have to do is catch you off guard, and you open it up. You're like, nope, you're not even involved in this transaction. So you've got to take really good notes, but just be on top of it because. It always, in the end, they want to blame us. So if you can ward some of that off, that would be great, even though it's not your fault, guys, but just be on top of it.
I'm getting a lot of those through the Realty One group site. Like you just
I
gotta,
got one
it's through the Realty One.
Realtor.com does it, so I don't know those.
Not from Realtor.com, but I get those alerts. I think I posted on the closed Facebook page. I mean, I do have clients, they do use WhatsApp, but I know them in person because they are overseas. But for them to just want to be in contact
But
with
Philip
me
did the
on
right
WhatsApp.
thing. He was like, when can we meet? I'm super busy, so let's just go deal with WhatsApp. Right then and there, guys, it's a scam. So, and a lot of times they do target the newer agents. They can see your license number and they can see that you're new and they're just trying to get you. I still can't figure out what that scam is about because I'm a buyer. Okay, I get if you're trying to sell somebody else's land, but they're coming at you as a buyer. So if anybody is aware of what that scam is, because I think we could just kind of cut it off before we dive deep to see what it's all about, but it's a scam either way. But anyway, I'm sure you're going to get a bunch of them. So.
Gotcha.
So you're good. Yeah.
All right, gang. Tim Sam's, everybody.
Stuff.
Yeah. When was the last time we saw you? When were you in here last? What's the deal, dude? Where you been?
Just rotate. I rotate
I know. He's a busy man. He's a busy guy.
Quite honestly, because I get 7.2 seconds to talk.
There you go, baby.
Been here lately.
Nah, today you get 2 minutes. Come on.
How's everybody doing? Great content. Thank you, Heather. I should have went first. Anyway, let me just work on my math real quick. I'll be quick.
No, take your time. No,
5
we're good.
times 5,
Really, no rush.
5 carried to 7. That's 30. Set that there for a second. How important is this word to you? Ooh. Beats.
How important?
So quiet.
Very important.
They're in deep thought here. Deep thought.
Very important. Here's my craziness going on here. Hang out with me for 30 minutes after the meeting. We're going to talk about lead gen. We're going to talk about open houses. And I'm going to show you that with this formula, 5 houses to the left of your open house, 5 houses to the right, 5 houses across the street. I'm going to show you how you can do a digital CMA that's very eye-catching that you can deliver in person, via email, or by text message to bring awareness to not only home values in the neighborhood, but also your open house, which is very important. So if you're interested in lead gen and want to learn some different ways to go about it, come hang out with me 30 minutes afterwards.
I like that. So what's the 7?
That's a great question. You saw that.
I pay attention. I'm paying attention here. Come on. I'm paying attention, Or we're playing hangman. You're going to play hangman? Put a little hangman thing on there? Yeah, we put a little hangman.
Great question. You will also walk with a 7-day strategy that is in document form. And then on top of that, there are some scripts, there are some checklists, and maybe a music list for having at your open house.
There you go. Yeah.
Boom.
Excellent,
That's all I
Timbo.
got for you.
I
Appreciate
love
all
this.
of you.
I love this.
Yeah.
Good job, Timbo. And again, we gotta keep in mind. I know a lot of agents pack it in this time of the year. It's holidays, but we still have a pretty good show. I appreciate you guys being here. Holy shit, really? I didn't think we'd have this many today. So you might say, well, I don't want to do an open house now, Tim. It's the holidays. Great, but plan this month with Tim and Heather's help to hit the ground running in January. Find 2 or 3 properties. Okay, make sure they're vacant, and start doing some homework and pre-planning. So I love and hate the agent that tells me and Wendy on Thursday, I want to do an open house, Tim. You got any signs? Yeah, we got a whole bunch. You know, what have you done up to this point? I haven't done anything. But there's a really good listing that Doug Miller just got, and I saw his thing on Facebook, and I'm going to do an open house at his house on the weekend. Nothing wrong with that. But odds are 2 people are going to show up because you put out 4 signs. You know, with their ideas and pre-planning, your open house amount of people coming to it should increase dramatically. So that's kind of common sense, okay?
Can I say something real quick?
Please.
Open house? So we have an agent here, a newer agent that just did an open house last weekend, first open house ever. Somebody walked in, single guy, just got divorced, left California, came here, so he's got no family. He's looking for something up to $4 million. He just says, hey, my lease is up in 6 months, can you help me? Don't think they're not there because it's a holiday season. November, December have always, in the last 20 years, been my busiest months. So there are people that are here maybe without family, that they're in another state, they've got nothing else to do, and they're like, okay, let me just go. Hey, they've got an open house. It's always a good time to do it. Just keep them open, sit there. We have agents that will do it 3 times a week, and they just keep doing them and doing them and doing it. You just need that really one good one, right? But when you're consistent, then you get them on your list, and then they start looking for you. You start emailing them every time you're doing one. If you do a really cool one, which there's some agents that are killing it with their open houses, and they look for your open houses, so you let them know, and then they keep coming, and then they tell their friends about it, and that it's just word of mouth, guys. So just be consistent with all of them, and don't think that it's a slow month, because it really.
If people are looking now, they're serious.
They're serious. Yeah.
Everybody else.
Yeah, and I think I told you guys real quick, when I started back at RE/MAX in May of 2008, for probably 18 to 24 months, Thursday to Sunday, if I could, I did an open house on a vacant property that was another agent's property at RE/MAX. And I sat there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 12 to 4 or whatever it was, and kept the for sale signs in the garage. You know, when I was done at 4 o'clock, go back the next day at noon, put them back out. And that built up my CRM. That built up my database. I had nobody to talk to, okay? And I didn't want to spend any money, you know, on leads back then. So, you know, 5 people show up here, 10 there. You put them into your CRM, which Tim is expert at Sync. So whenever there's a Sync class, you got to jump on it when Tim and Heather do it. And put your leads in there. And you just put it on autopilot, you know? Doug Miller, I've known Doug for years. He used to tell me for years, Tim, I got these people in there, I don't even know who they are. They've been in there since, 2012. But every now and then, one of them will raise their hand. Hey, Doug, it's Billy in New Jersey. He has no idea who Billy is. No friggin' clue. But he met Billy in 2012 somewhere, and he's been sending him his crazy newsletter for 12 years. And then Billy's raised his hand and, hey, Doug, I'm coming to Vegas. That shit really happens. It really does. You'll be surprised. So you just got to put in the time. All right, gang, we haven't seen him in a while. I don't know if he was in witness protection or something about the rates here, but welcome John Morgan, everybody. There he is. Come on down here,
Always here.
Yeah, I know. Or you're in Arizona, Montana, Alaska.
I was in St. George this morning.
St. George, there we go. He's somewhere here,
Like, if you guys don't like open houses, probably because you're not getting success with it, know that this is the meat. This is the lead gen leading up to the open house is the value of the open house. Okay? So if you're not getting results out of open houses, really, if you just go put out signs and show up and put out cookies, you're wasting your time. You're missing a massive lead gen opportunity. There are agents that I know that have built successful businesses just on doing an open house every weekend. Period. Their entire business plan is built around showing up at the open house. It's all the lead gen. That's where the magic happens. So if you have time, definitely show up because, if you're new to real estate, you should be doing open houses. Get in front of them. Business planning. If you guys haven't attended one of my business planning clinics, we're doing a virtual one on Wednesday next week, 11 to 1. There's flyers right outside. You can grab one of those, or you can go to Epic Events. Remember, Epic with a Q, events.com, and register for that. It's 2 hours. You'll have a fundamental panel. We'll talk about, open house. We'll talk about how to break down the open house and the tasks and all that stuff. So be there if you can. Rates, they are what they are. The Fed will be cutting this month, 25 basis points. That doesn't affect the mortgage rates. If they didn't cut, that would affect the mortgage rates. But they usually price their rate cuts in way in advance. They forecast what the Fed's gonna do. We just hope the Fed does what everybody thinks they're gonna do. So, sounds like 25 in December and another 75 over next year. The rates have been, their biggest, I was talking to someone on the way down here, our biggest issue this year has been the job reports, and the Fed is data dependent, right? They're looking at past data to help them make the decision going forward.
They should use ChatGPT.
Right? We wouldn't have 8,000 homes on the market. But, so when they see a trend and they believe we're going in the right direction, and then all of a sudden a job report pops up that says, oh my gosh, the jobs are hot. The economy's amazing. We're like, well, I guess we can't really cut like we wanted to cut. So we've had these conflicting things going on this past year. We're not going to get political, but when an administration wants to hang their hat on the best jobs number ever, the things are going to happen like that. So these last couple jobs reports have been more accurate. They have shown more truth. They're still a little inflated. After January and whatnot, and there's new people in charge. If you see a jobs number that shows up down here, don't be alarmed. Don't freak out like the end of the world. Right, like, oh my gosh, Trump said nobody's employed. No, we're getting real, and now we got somewhere to work with. So come to this if you can. It's online. Trying to get to as many of you guys as we can. So,
Hey, quick question. Not to get political, but do you think Mortgage Bankers Association, you guys, with the change in administration, are they happy about that? Sad? Doesn't affect anything?
It's
just an opinion.
It's a double-edged sword because a hot economy is hard on mortgage rates, right? Yeah. And as soon as the election was over, what happened?
Stock market.
The public showed everybody what they wanted, and the stock market took off.
Right.
So that set the rates back a little. All right, so we kind of got to weigh both sides. Is Trump and the administration can come in and pump the economy way up? It might slow down the rates. The rates are going to come down, and we don't want them to come down fast. That's a good inventory number. 8,000 after these holidays, it's going to start dissipating. We don't want the rates to come down super fast because who wants to go back to submitting 100 offers a week for your buyers because everything is competing and waving the world? We don't want that. We want to slowly come down, because there's a lot more inventory than 8,000, right? There's people that have taken their homes off the market, then on and off and sitting there. So there's inventory, and it's going to take us probably a year as the rates come down to get rid of that back inventory. But next spring, not the one coming up, next spring, be ready, because we're probably going to get back to an inventory issue. Rates will be down in the 5s. That's a much more affordable rate. Prices aren't going to go down. I mean, the price may go down, but the value's not going down. Everything's negotiable, so just know. I mean, here it is. Inflation did the damage. Einstein's isn't going to come out next month and say, we dropped prices of bagels. We're going back to normal. It's not going to happen, right? Bagels are what they are forever. They're going to keep increasing, but slower. When inflation rates down here, we might have the same bagel price for the year, right? So that's what we're up against. The prices are here. They're here to stay, and we just need the rates to come down and get them a little more affordable and have a bigger window of buyers. So.
Good stuff.
All right.
John Morgan, everybody. Woohoo! Woohoo! And again, if you want to look really smart with your clients, there's something called the 10-year Treasury bond that's published every day. If you just Google it, and it's for something now, I think. I forgot what it is.
You just pull up the CNBC 10-year Treasury yield and see what it's at. If it's green, that's bad. That means the rates are going up.
Right.
If it's red, that's good. That means mortgage rates are coming down.
Yeah.
It's still not the mortgage rate, it's the yield, but the mortgage rates are tied pretty closely to that yield.
Yeah, and I think I told you guys before Remax for 4 years I was a loan officer. Wasn't really good at it. All I did was VA streamline refis. For those of you that are loan officers, unbelievable. I thought I was God's gift to loans,
You got a contact for that?
but to do a purchase, I was lost. But in 2008, the crap hit the fan. But the guy that trained me back then, he goes, Tim, look at the 10-year Treasury in the paper and add 2.5 to it. Generally speaking, that's probably what rates are. And I think that's true. I mean, it's not an exact science, but it'll give you an idea, and it'll make you look smart in front of your clients too. So, okay. All right, gang, there she is, Maria from compliance. Is she with us? Come on down, Maria. Come on down. All right. She's going to talk, and while she's walking up, everyone, this is the final, I promise, version of the BBRA addendum. Okay? If you go into SkySlope, the wrong one is in there, PDF fillable. I guess you could fill it out if you want, but this one will be in there hopefully soon. Or in the meantime, you could do this manually. Just fill it out by hand and upload it or give it to Maria. Okay?
Quick question, what's different between the one in SkySlope and that one?
The one in SkySlope is 2 pages long. This is only one. The other one where it says other modification additional terms. We have 2.5 lines. The first one had 14 lines. No, we don't want you typing on there. You know, agents get very creative. They think they're attorneys or authors, and per contract number, section 17. No, don't do that. So hopefully you'll never fill that out. Okay, I mean, you make it simple. You put a date at the top. You put the new buyer's comp, and you get them to sign it. Keep it simple. SkySlope.
It isn't.
No.
Yeah, not yet. It will be. But if you go into SkySlope, you'll see this. But it's the prior version, just 2 pages long. Yeah.
That's not
We just gave you
accessible
that.
yet.
We just
No.
gave you that.
Okay.
No.
So that's a Realty One form?
That
or
is correct. This is us. This is
And
us.
that's acceptable by the NAR and
Yeah.
we're not gonna be audited and blah,
No,
blah, blah?
no.
We can't just take the original BBRA, cross it, have them initial?
That's what we've been doing.
We've
But
been doing
but then
that. Now
Alex,
we have this,
our
and we
attorney,
have to use this.
after more contact with NAR and DOJ, soon, any day now, real soon. You know.
You can technically start using it now because the one that's in there, we're
Yes,
still
yes.
accepting. The only difference.
It's always
is
Mark.
The one that's in there is 2
Yes, yes.
pages and this is just one. Okay, but the one that's in there right now, the second page is basically just a lot of like lines with emptiness on it in the signature page. So you can use either one of them. We just don't want you crossing out and initialing anymore. You have to use the addendum.
Right, and the first one that's in there, if you're nosy and you want to look at it, it talked about terminating the BBRA, canceling the BBRA. No, we don't need that on this form. That's not what this form is about. This is just to change the comp. Keep it simple, you know.
Question for you then, where it says agent/broker, are we putting the agent's name or are we putting the broker's name?
Yep.
Because we're gonna get that question.
Yeah, I'm going with Mark Otero. When in doubt, we blame Mark.
Mark?
Okay,
But
works
where-
out well.
But where would the agent's name be on here? Oh, prepared by, there's a prepared by
Uh-huh,
sign,
there you go.
but it says broker name,
All right.
under prepared sign.
But again, this is our form. It doesn't leave the building. This is just in writing that you had 3% on the BBRA and you're taking 2.5,
So
as an
How
example.
about we put agent name / Mark Otero?
Fantastic.
How about that?
I think that's
Okay,
great.
because everybody's gonna ask me that question.
Yeah.
I want to live there, right?
Sure, write everybody's name. Put everybody's name on it. Yeah, you know, it's.
I think that's better.
Yeah, it's an internal form. We just want something in writing that your client signed off on, and they're aware that you're taking less, or maybe you're getting more, if it's a builder thing, right? So it could go the other way.
So we can go up.
Sure. As of now, who knows what the DOJ will do in the future here? So, sorry, Maria, my bad.
I'm done.
No. Wait. Let's talk about rent, tenants, renting homes. Some of you, I think a dozen of you, we have the check from Ricky at Remax for $300 as an example, and you're waiting for $300 from your tenant, who is not paying you. They said they would, but they're not. And we got these checks that we're holding on to, and we can't pay you until you get the $300 from the tenant. If you don't get the money from the tenant within 30 days, then we're going to close out the file and just give you the $300 from Ricky at Remax. Okay? Because that check is only good for 90 days. We have some that are over 90 days, right? And then what happens if it's over 90 days?
Then we just have to contact the listing agent and have them reissue you another one if you're gonna just either take the 300 or you did get the 300 from your tenant. So it's kind of embarrassing to,
Mhm.
be calling somebody, 90 days later and asking them for a new check, type of thing. So you all, I've been doing this 25 years. Once you get a client in your car, you know what their personality is like. If you're thinking that they may not give you that money, once you've identified and gone to a house and they said, oh, I'm gonna put an application in, try to get that money right then and there. Don't wait until, they put the application in, they got accepted, they moved in, and now you go and knock on their door, they're not gonna give you a check by that time, okay?
Let me ask
So,
Brandon a question. Sorry, big fella. He does more rentals than most anybody in the company. I'm your tenant. You're going to go show me a rental today at 2 o'clock, and on the BBRA, I'm going to pay you $300. What do you do then? What's the conversation?
$300.
So when do I have to pay you?
Usually, I don't really charge them too much.
Okay.
I just take whatever
The co-op gives you, right? Yeah. So again, you have to figure out how you want to do your business. Do you want to make $600, 300 from your tenant, and 300 from Ricky at Remax, or the old days just take the co-op?
But how many are you willing to show?
just 4.
There you go, just 4.
Okay, that's
Right.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. So my point is, and we'll delete this from the video. Okay. So after I say this, if I was a one of you guys and Judy was my tenant, after we met and we're going to go see some homes, I'd get her to write out a check to Realty One Group for $300 and hold it. And then if it's no good, you rip it up. But once they sign a lease, then you put an address at the bottom and give it to Maria. But you're not supposed to do that. Okay? Good. I'm glad that's clear. I'm going to lose my job here. I'm going to get fired. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, Carrie, Erica,
Wait,
come on.
if you have
So
the,
we've got the rental showing and compensation.
We do.
That says $400.
Yes.
Because one of the properties is paying $400, yet they sign a lease on the 300 one, and that's all you're willing to take. We have an addendum for the BBRA. On the rental showing and compensation agreement, can we still line through that and change it to go down?
That's
Or-
you have to use the addendum.
the new form.
Even though this is for a BBRA, not a
Correct.
rental showing and
Correct.
compensation
Yes.
agreement, so we
Yes.
use this for both.
For both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The DOJ doesn't want anything crossed off and initialed anymore. Okay? Yeah. What else we got?
Okay, so,
Yeah.
try your best, you guys, because I've got about 6 or 7, or maybe more, checks right now that are gonna have to go back to the listing agent because they've expired. So, the other thing I did wanna cover with you, if you've decided that you're not gonna go after your tenant, and so you're just gonna keep the $300, we need the addendum, turning it from $600 to $300, on there. And then put that into your SkySlope file so that we can process. Because we cannot process anything without that BBRA and/or the showing and compensation form. They've got to match the amount of money that we're processing. So those two things have to match.
And what might happen is your tenant moves in, you're a week or two after they've moved in, and you've emailed them and texted them about paying you the $300. And you know they're not going to pay you. You just know they're not paying. Send them that form, ask them to initial and sign it. They probably won't, right? They're ghosting you, right? They don't have anything to do with you. You got me the house. Still upload the form, even though they didn't sign it, and a screenshot of a text or an email that you sent to Maria, your tenant. Hey, Maria, do me a favor, attached is a form, please sign it, blah, blah, blah. And even if they don't reply to the email, we know that you tried. So that covers us if we get audited.
And we need
Okay.
2 of those, 2 emails
Okay.
and
Yeah.
stuff. So just keep the thread going. Send them the first one, they don't respond in 2 or 3 days. Send them that same email again. you know, and saying, hey, I'm just calling back, you know, just to try to touch base, and then upload that into your file. Okay?
Crystal clear?
Yes.
Sure it is. All right, Maria, thank you, baby. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All righty, gang, if we had an award for like Sales Manager of the Year, it would be you know who. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? So come on down, Wen, what are we going to talk about? What's on your mind here?
I was really just kind of working
Nah.
together today. But, so the calendars, I only had the one. So there were 2 calendars. Please forgive me, I went on vacation, and so when it was sent to me, technically, I was out, so I didn't get that first calendar out, but we did print it, I put it on Facebook and whatever. So a lot of you didn't get that first one, but then some of you did get it, and then I was getting a lot of calls like, I can't read it, I don't understand what's going on, where the classes are, so we did go back to the other version, so, but both calendars are the same, everything's the same on both of them, right? I think everybody started getting used to this one, so we were gonna change it up and try something different, and everybody kind of started freaking out. So we do have Rock on one side and then Realty One on the other side, and because our boxes are only so big and we were adding everything, and a lot of us are like 50 and over, and so now we can't read and it's too small, so we just did 2 calendars. So we have that. I also want to touch upon the ugly sweater party.
Okay.
At White Elephant
Thanks,
Party next Thursday, super fun. I did that first one I've ever attended with last year, I had a lot of fun. So now I'm gonna promote that one. But then also, Tim, can you go to the slide where my hours are? We have some new people in here. Again, just want to touch upon the hours. Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, we're into office. 5 to 7 is text and email only, and then after 7 p.m. it's email only. Saturdays and Sundays, 9 to 4, call, text, emails, that's fine. And if there's an emergency, okay.
Okay. That a girl, Wen. Good job. There you go. 2 more things real quick. Congratulations again to Ursula and Brenda, new mentees, Rising Star. Ursula graduated the mentee program, so now she's 100% commission. So she's thrilled. Oh, believe me, she's thrilled. Okay, and Brenda just joined us, so she's been coming to a lot of the classes. That's our $1 Million Club for last month. A lot of familiar faces on there. If you're on there, you should use this. You should promote. You know, I mean, I know there's a lot of agents on Facebook. I'm on Facebook most of the time. And tell me if it's on Instagram, but there's some agents on Facebook that I know very well, really good friends of mine, that promote the crap out of themselves. They're the best this, they're the best that, oh my God, you know, my lifestyle and all that stuff. That's not my thing, but that's what they do. Is that on Instagram a lot too? Or is it mostly
Just on
Facebook?
their profile, they can put whatever on their.
But like on Facebook, they'll post, oh, I just, sold a $7 million home, or, my 14th of the month I've closed, or, some stupid stuff like that. I don't know if they do that on Instagram as much, but you should use this in a subtle way, not to brag too much, but let your agents know. Let your clients know that you're doing well, or otherwise they don't know, okay? But these agents are doing great, and probably February or March we'll have our annual awards ceremony, probably at Bears Best. So to win an award, you have to have done, oh boy, where's Suzanne? I'm going to mess this up. 10 million in production or 15 deals? Something like that. Or is it 5? 5 million. Right. If you've done 5 million in volume or 15 transactions, that's the floor to minimum to get an award. So every year we usually have, 75, 80 agents get an award up to the guy, Chris Logans and the Darren Bryans that do, and Damon that do some crazy numbers, okay? So kind of keep that in mind. Okay, Tim, we didn't want to turn it off, but I guess we can. Some more anniversaries that are coming up. People have been with the company a long time. Who jumped out at me the other day that was on here? Who was here 17 years? Somebody was here 17 years. Carolina Chamorro, 16 years, Luz Prada, 16 years, Huh? Kazumi Miyayama, And again, these are the agents that if they walked in the door, me and Wendy would have no clue who they are. I'm not gonna lie to you. But they do very well. They work from home. That's their thing. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so kind of keep that in mind. And the other thing I want to touch on real quick, and again, please take this with you, even if you're going to throw it away when no one's looking. But there's some, especially new people, there's some good stuff in there. Contact information, statistical data that you're going to use. But what I wanted to talk about real quick is all this LVR stuff. Anyone aware of any LVR stuff happening?
Yes.
What do you think? Should we worry about it? Does it matter? Does it affect us closing deals? No.
Save the drama for your mama.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. So there's every couple of years, even when I was on the board, someone will post something about how the money's spent and the party was too lavish and blah, 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 blah. But in case you didn't know, LVR is a nonprofit organization. It's a 503C. So all these dues they collect, or CE classes, the money's got to go out. They can't save it. It's not a for-profit company. It's a nonprofit. So they got to spend it. And they're really good at spending it. Okay? So, but again, I'm not defending it, but they have to. That's the gig. Okay? So it bothers me when people that have been in business a long time bitch about that because they know how it works. Yeah, so I don't understand why they're, trying to, I don't know, stir the hornet's nest for no reason.
So is that annually, like they have to spend all of that?
They can't make a profit. It's crazy.
Don't lower the fees then.
See, now that's the other argument, right? Okay, instead of, yeah,
All this money and then
right, right. Even if they lowered our fees by $8, you're going to say, Tim, $8. Well, 8 times 17,000 times 12 months, it's a lot of money, but it's $8 to you. And you might say, that's no good. But it's hundreds of thousands of dollars if you do the math, okay? Should they do that? I think they should. I really do. Well, they do it. I mean, again, those of you that don't get involved in community outreach, and I wish Carrie was here. Carrie Meyer, she's part of community outreach, and I think Kelly is too. The amount of money LVR gives to these local charities is unbelievable. It's millions of dollars, and none of you know about it because you don't get involved. Okay, the Project 150 and giving the food to the schools and the clothing drives and Habitat for Humanity. I mean, all this stuff. So don't be the ill-informed realtor that bitches and moans about it, but you really don't know because you didn't take the time to find out. Sometimes you're better off don't saying anything. Kind of keep it to yourself. Okay. So I just wanted to bring up the LVR thing because it's all over Facebook
What was the final?
There is no final. The only thing that's still out there was an issue with the election. Someone's saying that there was some election skullduggery, tampering, and Wendy, our CEO, is still on suspension. It's been 3 months, and they had a law firm to investigate if there was any election wrongdoing.
Well, they're criticizing us because we are so big.
Yeah.
We have so many people who can vote, but
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of companies out there that hate us, guys, just so you know. I mean, brokers, people I know real well, they just think we're the devil, for whatever reason. I don't know, but they do. So sometimes when you're the biggest one, yeah. There's always bad blood when people come and go and leave, but don't try not to get caught up in
there's
that.
a lot of jealousy what I see in these
I've heard that too, yeah. I mean, when you do $2 billion, it's easy for people to take pot shots at you. It really, really is. But
Remember, everybody that's on the board, they're not getting paid for those positions. So that's their time that they're taking away to fight for us, to go to Washington, to do all that stuff, even though it's nonprofit. That I know some of their businesses are failing because they're not failing, but they've downsized on their businesses because they put so much time in the LVR for us. It's a lot of time.
Crazy.
And so then to get attacked for something like that on their lifestyle is it's just not fair. If you aren't going to be taking the time to do one of those positions either, then you should just zip it because you don't know what it's involved. That's what I want to say to a lot of people that are making these comments because they don't realize how much actually goes in, how much time goes in and away from their families and whatnot to do these positions.
yeah, there's a lot of us that were on the board in the past have been asked to get involved again. Then I can't spend time with you guys, See, so that's my excuse. I'd love to get back in there, gang, but I got a big office and me and Wendy are running it,
Don't want to get involved because of that drama.
Sure, absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Yeah.
I just found it better they discuss it on Facebook. I know if certain people subscribe to them, this is
Yeah, it just makes us look as an industry not the best.
I think we're here to service our clients and take care of them, and
Exactly.
that's the most important thing to do business. We have to become members, but
Yeah.
to have too much trouble.
There might be something coming around. I may have sent this to you guys. In Arizona, in January, they're allowing you to be part of MLS, but not be part of the association. Think about that for a minute. So you pay your $600 for MLS, but you don't have to pay the other money to NAR, NVR, or LVR. That might be coming. Okay? So I haven't looked into the pros and cons on that. So instead of paying $1,200 a month on all your dues, it might be $600 because you don't have to pay the other ones. Well, you have to pay the lockbox. What's lockbox? $200? Right. $600 for MLS. So that's $800, but you don't have to pay the association dues. They're talking about that. So we'll see if that has any legs. So keep that in mind. All right. Anything on anybody's mind? Anybody have a great home they want to talk about, or a listing, or? All right. No, Leo, jump in. Whatever you want to talk about. Bring it up.
I answered my own question in my head.
You sure? Oh, okay, okay.
If you all are checked out for the end of the year, I'm still doing business.
That'll grow. That's it. Judy's here. And everybody, I should have done this earlier. Everyone say hello to Jason Crank. He's our new guy here. Say hello. I think he went around and met everybody already. Very nice. He's going to run for mayor one day, shaking everyone's hand. Melissa. There you go. Melissa's here too. Okay, okay. Is your license in yet? No. And no license, James? Well, James has been here like every meeting for 6 months, it seems like. Yeah, pretty much. So no license yet either?
I only submitted my forms like 3 weeks. Yes.
Oh, okay. And you just handed it in, Jason, right? Like literally?
Yeah,
So you're all newly.
Oh, it's been 4 weeks. Oh,
about 4 weeks.
okay. Okay, so you might get it this month. Keep your fingers crossed. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Anything else, anybody? No? Hopefully I'll see you at the party tonight. Come on down, put on a cowboy hat. Embarrass yourself. I'm going to be there. So what the heck here, But thank you all. And don't forget, Tim's going to do a great class on his algorithm here on open houses. So maybe grab some more food or grab a soda and come on back. Okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, wait, don't leave yet. Wait, where's the, Jesus. Where's Suzanne when I need her here? All right, Tim Sams, pick a number from 1 to 17.
11.
11. Guess who won for the 19th time? Leah Karp, everybody. There she is. It's unbelievable. There you go. All right, and who else is here? No, there's no other non-agents? No? Heather, you pick a number, 1 to 17. 17. Who's 17? Lisa. Who's Lisa? Ah! She gets the other bag. All righty, gang. Yeah, very nice. Have fun. All right, so that's this.